boom, there it was. And it said, how not to act. I said, how not to act like a porn producer. I was like, on Twitter. I was like, whoa. So somebody else has picked up on this, and I went and
Yeah.
looked at the person that wrote the account that wrote the article. Their Twitter barely has any followers at all. So I thought, wow. So it's not somebody like, I don't know who it is. He goes by Mr. X. So I'm not sure who it is. I'm not sure how immersed into the industry he is. But, it sounds like he's just an observer.
Hmm.
But I found the article entertaining
Yeah.
and full of
And,
truth. So yeah,
and I mean, he had receipts. He had some strong receipts. And
nice.
and what's so funny is it goes back to conversation that I had back when I got in the business. And one of the rules that I had when I worked with girls, especially when I was managing them, helping being their producer, what have you. I said, any issue you have with me, please call me or DM me. Do
Mm-hmm.
not put it on the timeline. And to me, when you do that, because my biggest issue is one, you're trying to embarrass people. It's you're not trying to recoup shit. You're just trying to embarrass people.
Right.
You're already fucking with their money by trying to report them, which that takes a lot of fucking energy for you to go through to report people's shit on different platforms. I'm like, who the fuck do that?
Right. Where I'm from, snitching ain't cool at all.
No, and they ain't even snitching. You agreed to do content trade.
Awesome. Yeah,
This is
true.
content trade. You did not pay them. You okay? In this business, contracts and words matter. You know that, and I know that.
Mm-hmm.
Period. They're 2257, and then my you got it, signed, sealed, delivered. Once I put it in the folder, that means that scene is legal. That scene is what's what I'm looking for. It's called hot. You might say hot. Well, ready to go, ready to get put out. Period. Now it was funny because he always say that people owe him money, and I'm like,
Oh,
how do anyone owe you money and you're doing content trade? That makes no sense, brother.
right. Right. Yeah. Yeah. Just I was reluctant when my friend told me she was going to be working with them. I was like, oh man. But it was good until it wasn't good. As long as
Yeah.
she was kissing his ass and everything, and she was fine. But when she matured into the industry, she got a lot of exposure fast from them because
Mm-hmm.
people just at a general glance don't know. A lot of people don't go follow the producer. They're like, oh, who's that girl? They go follow the girl.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't think a lot of people know just from the outside, just fans and viewers, that this guy's completely asinine, to put it in the
Mm-hmm.
words of another producer from Atlanta. But so I've had a lot of people come to me and say, "Oh, you should work for Throat Wars." I'm like, never, never, ever. But
Yeah, because producers
they missed that
sometimes
damn
go.
boat.
To be honest with you, producers sometimes go underneath the radar because they're not the face. But it seemed like
Right?
to me he tries to be the face and the producer at the same time with his company.
Yeah, I always say he's just a clever name, and even that it's a spinoff of something else. So
Yeah.
it's just a clever name. It's not, if you're going to call yourself Throat Wars, I don't even see it as a battle. I don't see like throat goddesses on there, people that are known for badass throat on the platform. Of course, I don't really
Yeah.
check out his content either because, yeah, I'm busy doing other shit, making money.
Yeah. Now the interaction that I had with him wasn't positive. And I mean, I'm talking about the first time, not with the interview that I did with him. It was cool. He was straight. He probably didn't remember that he said some slick shit to my ass. But then when I found out through the interview that he was like one of the guys that shoot, I said when I thought about it, he told me that we don't want no old small dick motherfuckers on our camera. But you're on the camera, motherfucker. You're old as I am.
Yes, he loves to say he likes to call me old, and he's like 3 or 4 years older than me. And I know one of his regular stars is also several years older than me. So I'm like, I I don't see what age has to do with anything when we still got like the Presley, the Presley Sinclair and the her name just slipped my mind. Sally D'Angelo. I mean, come on. Age is irrelevant in this industry anymore.
Oh yeah, but even more so, dude. Okay, even for devil's advocate, even if he might have had a point that he wanted to use older people. Okay, then motherfucker, then I don't need to see your old ass then.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? That means
Yeah.
that you're not going to be in front of the camera, period. Because I'm like, you sitting there, you got gray hair too, motherfucker. Really? So it's kind of like, to me, I don't feel that he got into this business to make money. I think he got into this business because he saw it was a way to gain attention, to gain exposure, and to gain pussy.
Exactly.
By the way, things the way he describe the way he moves.
Right. Yeah. So the way our stuff started is I had decided I was going to go in the industry, and I had a company that had like that I was going to start with, and they were kind of showing me the ropes, even though we were both brand new. We were launching a brand new brand. And I started putting myself on Twitter, started putting some videos out there, and they found me. Thriller Wars found me, and he's, oh, hey guys, check out this chick, she's awesome. If you guys want me to film with her, just get some retweets, but I might have had a couple of hundred followers. It was way, way, way back. And, he got a it wasn't very many, but nobody knew who I was. And I don't think they were really that big back then either. Just a clever name, but I had recognized the name. So my friend said, hey, go ahead and, because they were somebody that we recognized, not necessarily knew whether to respect or not, but we recognized the name. So we knew they did something. So, so he said, yeah, go ahead and talk to that guy. I said, all right. So, because, we could prove that he was somebody. Because a lot of people, when you're new, oh man, the bullshit comes out of every area, like fake producers, fake agents, all this stuff. So, we get to BS, and I was like, wow, this is really cool. So, he's like, yeah, I'll call you. We can go over rates and stuff. And I had no idea what to value myself at back then. And so we just call, we chit chat, and I never do bring up an amount, but from jump, he wants a 10 guy brutal blow bang. So, I'm so stupid. I sent him a list of all these ideas that I had to make it more brutal. I was willing to get myself to Atlanta. I had a friend that was going to pay for my room and everything. So I was going to pay all my accommodations. But we BS. And then, we talk here and there a couple times. And, at one point I said, when I come on the, when I get there, am I going to get one of those t-shirts? And he was like, oh yeah, and I was like, cool. Well, I knew that I had like a swinger party coming up, and I wanted a t-shirt before then. So eventually we had decided on a rate. And listen to this. Listen how insane I was. It was either $300 or $400 an edit. That was all I wanted for 10 guys. And he wasn't requiring the guys to test. And he was going to pay the guys too, because, it's sexist not to if they want to be paid. So, he was talking about already like this is going to be some budget stuff. But now that I've been in the industry, to get 10 men in one place for a scene, you got to be black.com, baby. I mean, that's got to be the hardest. I mean, especially if they got to be tested. Oh, my God. So,
man, anybody that puts together a gangbang, tested or untested, I commend them.
Yes.
Because men do not. It's a very special dude, and very few, and probably less than 1% that can sit there and fuck with somebody else in the room, let alone 4 or 5, 10 other people.
10 whole guys. I've been to plenty of content events in Atlanta, and the most I've seen is like 6 or 7 for the whole event. And those guys a lot of times have to be brought in. Because they are professional, they show up and they can get the job done. It's not just every dude walking around can do what needs to be done. And trying to keep, I would need a fluffer for real. 10. So, we go over it, and then I tell him I got, he was going to give me a shirt anyway, but I kind of wanted to get one in advance because I was going to go to the swinger party. And I thought, well, if I'm going to work with them, I'm going to go ahead and get airbrushing is a big thing in Florida. I live